Bad news for China. Taiwan has revealed that its military cooperation with the United States runs far deeper than many had imagined. Are Donald Trump's troops already in Taiwan, hidden in plain sight under much less conspicuous role? Taipei has stunned Beijing by claiming its military relationship with the United States is closer than you think. Are they really English teachers, or part of America's secret military presence on the self-ruled island? Trump may have frozen a major arms sale, but are U.S. Taiwan military ties continuing to deepen behind the scenes? Has Taipei just crossed one of Xi Jinping's red lines by lifting the veil on America's quiet military presence? As tensions over Taiwan continue to rise, is China now facing a new security challenge just before any potential future conflict? Taiwan has said its military cooperation with the United States is far closer than you might imagine, suggesting ties extend well beyond what is publicly known. Taipei's defense minister said U.S.-Taiwan relations go far beyond publicly announced arms sales, describing the partnership as broad, practical, and deeply multifaceted. Wellington Koo said, and I quote, "The public sees only the arms sales, but in fact, it's multifaceted and involves so much more." Taipei had been learning so much practical combat experience from the U.S. through military exchanges. Unquote. Taiwan's Defense Minister Wellington Koo said the public mainly sees U.S. arms sales, while the real military cooperation involves many additional areas that remain out of the spotlight. Koo said Taiwan has gained valuable practical combat experience through continuous military exchanges and cooperation with the United States over the years. The defense minister also hinted at extensive on-site military cooperation between Taiwan and the United States without disclosing specific operational details. According to reports, the United States maintains a small military contingent in Taiwan to support training, coordination, and other military cooperation activities. Reports have claimed that some U.S. personnel operate under the cover of American English teachers, although Washington has not officially confirmed those reports. Taiwan's defense minister further suggested that more such teachers could be deployed wherever operational requirements make their presence necessary. The remarks came after U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly placed a hold on a proposed $14 billion arms package intended for Taiwan. The disclosure also followed President Trump's visit to China, where Taiwan was among the key issues discussed during his meeting with President Xi Jinping. Trump later said he discussed Taiwan arms sales in great detail during his talks with Xi, highlighting the issue's importance in bilateral relations. The U.S. president also described Taiwan arms sales as a very good negotiating chip in Washington's broader dealings with Beijing. When asked about the delayed weapons package, Trump said its future would ultimately depend on China, linking the decision to wider U.S.-China relations. China has consistently opposed every form of military cooperation between the United States and Taiwan, calling such contacts a violation of its sovereignty claims. Beijing continues to claim Taiwan as part of its territory and has repeatedly refused to rule out the use of force to bring the island under its control. Amid heightened tensions across the Pacific, a one-minute video released by China has triggered fresh concerns over Taiwan's security. The video showed Chinese PLA combat forces demonstrating how they could rapidly storm Taiwan during a potential cross-strait conflict. The rare footage showcasing PLA combat operations was released by China Military Bugle on August 5. Dozens of the PLA Army's amphibious armored vehicles were seen taking part in large-scale assault and landing exercises. The video featured tactical maneuvers, high-speed waterborne transit operations, and coordinated beach assault drills by Chinese forces. Chinese troops were shown storming shorelines in multiple assault waves while breaching simulated defensive obstacles along the coastline. The joint combat exercise highlighted close coordination between ground infantry units and supporting naval assets during the operation. Supporting PLA units were also deployed to simulate complex island landing operations, resembling an assault on heavily defended territory. The latest exercise comes as China continues expanding the presence of its aircraft carriers to the east of Taiwan. The waters surrounding the Philippines are increasingly emerging as a potential battlefield if tensions between China and Taiwan erupt into open conflict. China could reportedly deploy its aircraft carriers east of Taiwan in a bid to deter any direct military intervention by the United States. Military experts believe Beijing's strategy would be to intercept approaching naval forces before they can reach the strategically vital Taiwan Strait. According to SCMP, the Philippine Sea could become a crucial operating area for China's carrier strike groups during any future conflict. Decoding China's Philippine Sea strategy. Block U.S. reinforcement forces before they can enter the Western Pacific battlespace. Establish operational control over key stretches of the strategically important Philippine Sea. Create a wider maritime buffer zone to keep potential adversaries farther from China's coastline. Project Chinese military power well beyond Taiwan into the broader Indo-Pacific region. One defense expert argued that China's aircraft carriers are intended to coordinate joint operations rather than directly spearhead attacks against Taiwan. Director, U.S. Air Force's China Aerospace Studies Institute said, and I quote, "I do not regard carriers as the PLA Navy's primary weapons against Taiwan. The most common error is to assume that, because Beijing is acquiring ships that resemble American carrier strike groups, it must intend to use them according to the American operational model. China already possessed ample land-based aircraft, missiles, surface ships and submarines for operations near its coastline, making carriers less important as strike platforms. Then as part of a broader maritime joint fire system linking warships, submarines, bombers and missiles." China's new Type 003 Fujian aircraft carrier is expected to significantly extend Beijing's naval reach deeper into the Pacific Ocean. The Fujian's advanced electromagnetic catapult system can launch heavier aircraft, enabling longer-range surveillance and more complex combat missions. Once fully operational, China's Fujian carrier could even project sustained military presence into the Philippine Sea, according to SCMP. Military experts say future PLA carrier groups are expected to operate behind multiple protective layers of escort warships, submarines, and air power. Meanwhile, Taiwan has launched a 10-day military exercise to test its response in the event of a full-scale Chinese attack on the island. Taiwan's Han Kuang military drills kicked off on August 5th, almost exactly as China publicly unveiled the airborne leg of its nuclear triad, showing H-6N bombers carrying nuclear-capable JL-1 missiles under J-20 escort in state media footage. Defense officials say the core aim is to test commanders' ability to fight on the fly when enemy movements defy expectations, forcing units to adapt rapidly rather than follow scripted orders. For the first time, Taiwan is temporarily limiting mobile internet access during parts of the drills, throttling data speeds to simulate wartime communications disruption and see how civilians cope when connectivity is scarce. The Han Kuang exercise runs from August 5th to 14th, featuring fighter jet dispersals to alternate bases, rapid naval deployments, and live fire scenarios designed to stress the island's defensive posture. More than 20,000 troops, including about 5,000 reservists, are being mobilized, reflecting a push to ensure that Taiwan's reserve forces can move, fight, and support logistics at short notice. For the first time, Taiwan is incorporating a U.S. military practice known as the back brief, borrowing directly from American doctrine to sharpen communication under pressure. In a back brief, junior officers repeat mission details and intent back to their commanders, a technique meant to catch misunderstandings early and ensure everyone shares the same picture of the fight. Reuters reports that Taiwanese officials believe this approach will bolster coordination and synchronization among dispersed units, making the force more resilient if communications are disrupted or leaders are cut off.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.